So today is a continuation of our series on how to build out your real estate wholesaling dream team. Now, specifically, we're going to focus on how to find an amazing real estate virtual assistant, right? This is your executive assistant, at least until you hire somebody locally. And let me tell you, this person is going to be an absolute game changer for your business. Before we jump in, my name is Todd Toback, and I've wholesaled a little bit more than 1,000 houses, and 95% of those were locked up by somebody on my team and not by me personally. And I specialize in transforming real estate hustlers into real estate business owners so they can extract themselves out of their business and own this asset that throws off cash month after month after month without their day-to-day involvement. If you have not been over to my website, nextlevelwholesaling.com, head on over there. I've got the assessment that you've got to take. It's going to have you rate yourself in the 4 core areas of your real estate business. That's marketing, acquisition, disposition, and cash flow counting. It'll take you 2 minutes. It's going to open your eyes, give you a lot of clarity on the very next step you need to take to start to extract yourself out of your business and make this thing just an asset to you. So nextlevelwholesaling.com. All right. So in the last video, we talked about the essentials you need to start building out your team, the skeleton crew that can get you to $1 to $2 million a month at 45 to 50% profitability. That's all you need to really get this thing off the ground and operating without you. But a lot of people, they live in a bunch of chaos, right? And so when you start off with this one position I'm going to talk about, you can take off 40 to 50% of your non-revenue producing activities right off your plate, but you got to do it the right way. So I'm going to explain that. So a lot of people, first of all, they use the term VA, right? What is a VA? Well, a VA to them is some virtual assistant that they read about in the 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferriss, or they say, they think that like a virtual assistant is someone who's just going to be like their robot and run their entire business for them, and they treat them just the opposite, right? They treat them as like this person they could throw a list of tasks at and not train and not love and not inspire and not interview and not pour into, and then they get half results, right? And they wonder why things aren't working. And I can tell you that if you take your time to find the right person, to train them and then motivate them and have them continue to grow, this person can really, really, really be a massive asset to your business. The great thing is that you can find an amazing virtual assistant, college educated, understands all the computer programming, and really take computer programs out there and really take a lot off your plate between $600 and $800 a month, and that's kind of on the high end. So let's jump into it. So the first thing that I'm going to have you look at when you bring on a virtual assistant is to slow down. Okay, a lot of people, they don't know what they want, so they go out on a website like Upwork or onlinejobs.ph, and they hire someone as fast as they can, and they don't even know what they have them to do, and then they throw a bunch of tasks at them, and they don't get the results. So my recommendation is to do the following. Number one, understand who your company is, what you do, and what you stand for. Now, this is part of your core values, your DNA. And so, are you looking for people who love to work hard? Are you looking for people who love to grow? Are you looking for people who are loyal and will stick with you for a long time? Are you looking for problem solvers? Write that down. Who are you? Who are people who you like hanging around with? They don't need to be clones of you, but in their mind, they have to be thinking like you. And so first, have in your mind the kind of people that you want around you. Okay, once you start to do this, the right people will appear. The next thing that I'm going to recommend is write down everything in your business that you do right now that's non-revenue producing. So people say, hey, Todd, what are some of the things my VA can do? Right? And I'm like, that's the silliest question I ever heard in my life. Why don't you just write down anything, right? So write down anything that you do, right, in your business, A to Z, that is not talking to motivated sellers. And if it's anything besides not talking to motivated sellers or closing a deal, a virtual executive assistant could probably do that. Can they set up your mail out your postcards? Yes. Can they send out the mail? Yes. Can they provide proofs? Yes. Can they pull the list? Yes. Can they take voicemails and check the people who say, do not call me, and take them out of your database? Yes. Can they send out offers? Yes. Can they help take all the receipts and send them to a bookkeeper? Yes. Right? Can they handle with a closing process? Absolutely. Right? You name it, they can do it. And so Write a list of these things. Then once you have that, right, this is where the discipline comes in, right? Then for each one of those, if you already have a process in place, write down how to do it. Okay, step by step by step. And you don't have to go in like painstaking detail, right? You could put the main bullet points, all the stuff that they need to do a good job, right? And this takes a lot less time than you think. You could also record videos on this, that's along with this, and that's fine, right? And have each one of these things. Now, you're not going to get everything. There's going to be some things that you want to give a really, really great virtual executive assistant that you don't think of, and that's okay. But the majority of it, everything that you could think of, create a process for. And this will probably take 1 to 2 days max, right? Now, once you do this, it's done, right? If anything changes, your virtual assistant can now change that process. But the training is on, the job description on, and that's the second thing, okay? The third thing is you want to write down your expectations for your virtual executive assistant. Now, the great thing about expectations is, yes, you want to, have their availability on there, but you also want their behavior. So one of the things that we'll give to our marketing department, right, is your job is to make the phone ring at no more than $66 a lead, right? That's one of the things. It's a core expectation. And so already, instead of saying, hey, send out this postcard at this time to this list, right, you're opening up their mind, right? You're giving them freedom. So give them the end result, right? If you want to say, hey, we want to make sure that leads are all followed up within 24 hours. If you see a lead here, it's your job to report that it's not being followed up with, right? And so you want to share the big vision. You want to tell people what the end goal is. Now, that being said, you can say, hey, here is how we've done things, right? X, Y, Z. I want you to do this. I want you to spend the first 90 days doing things the way that we do them. So now you're going to train them and they're going to be operational as really, really quickly, right? But as they get in, they will start to see things that you don't see, right? They'll start to find a better way and they'll feel free, okay, to now communicate that to you. Okay, my last recommendation to you is to have your virtual assistant on your weekly meetings. And it's real important to engage with your team and communicate with your team and stay on the same page. And when you hire someone virtually, especially in another country, you want them as part of the team. So you can use tools like Voxer, which I happen to love, and GoToWebinar to make them feel a part of their team and really get things off your plate. All right. So if you haven't had success, if you've tried this, I recommend slowing down. I recommend doing this the right way. I recommend training them. I recommend setting expectations. And I'd also, you recommend to them, hey, this is how you're doing a good job, right? This is how we will score you. And when you have that down and you have the job qualifications, right? We've got a scorecard that we send everybody, right? You're going to find someone great and it's going to be a lot more enjoyable for them and you. All right. So our next video in the series on building out your real estate dream team is actually how to find a really, really, really great title company. And a lot of people think that they need a whole team for disposition, but I'm going to show you actually how to have your title escrow attorney company basically be a member of your team, okay, without having to pay them out of pocket. How awesome is that? So watch out for the next video. Also, if you want to build a team, if you want to start to grow and expand and get yourself out of this business, head on over to nextlevelwholesaling.com. Take the assessment. I'm telling you, it's going to really, really be eye-opening. nextlevelwholesaling.com. And I'll see you on the next video.